Right, in this video, I'm going to be talking about these three guys, the Alabama Woodsman, Drew Bloom 34, and Gary Schumacher. I don't really listen to Gary Schumacher too much. I have listened to Drew Bloom 34 and Alabama Woodsman quite a bit in the past few months, or I'd say in the past 6 to 8 months, but not recently. But the reason that I want to bring this up is because I listened to their latest live video and basically listening to them trying to justify voting and on top of that voting for Trump. I even heard Drew Bloom 34 say that, well, at least Trump doesn't want to kill as many babies as Kamala. And so when I hear a person who has been a Christian for, I don't know, years and years and years, and has been having a channel and doing Christian videos for years and years and years say something as stupid as that, I want to bring it to people's attention how stupid that is. And also Alabama Woodsman saying that, well, he just voted for Trump because of the economy reasons. And I wanted to bring to light how stupid that is. And again, I don't really know that much about Gary Schumacher, so I'm not going to speak on him. Now, first of all, it doesn't matter who you voted for because the agenda of the Illuminati, the Synagogue of Satan, is going forward, and they will put in and select who they select to be president. Not elected, but selected. So regardless of who anybody votes for, the plan, the agenda still goes forward. We are in the last of the last days, as I've proven. However, when you do vote, you are showing your allegiance. You are giving your consent to the system that is in place, right? Because what do? They put up two people who are anti-Christ, and they make you think that you have to vote for one of them, or else you're some kind of commie or Nazi. See, it's the idea that, well, you're only a true American patriot if you vote. And this is part of the strong delusion in the last days. This is the lie that's been pushed. And I think that this is what these guys think. Because when I listened to them, they made it seem like, well, you have to vote for somebody. No, you don't. It is absolutely not the ideal thing to vote at all in Mystery Babylon. The only thing that we do get is orders to come out of Mystery Babylon. Don't participate in the ignorance and the darkness that is Mystery Babylon. Now, whether or not people believe this is actually Mystery Babylon or not, it is definitely a exact pattern of Mystery Babylon, so it doesn't matter. The same principles apply. So again, I couldn't get through this whole video because of the nonsense that I was hearing. I was like really surprised because I thought like this far down the line, this much in the game, and what time it is, like these guys would have, woken up by now, come out and say, listen, you can't vote for neither one of these people, okay, because they're both antichrist. But they didn't do that. And in fact, when I heard Drew Bloom say that, well, at least Trump doesn't want to kill as many babies as Kamala, I was like, all right, that's it. I have to make a video about this and say something about this because I can't believe he's actually saying that. And that they're actually, trying to pigeonhole people into thinking that you have to vote. And you do not have to vote. The correct answer to all of this for a true Christian is not to vote. You don't vote for an antichrist. Whether your vote counts or not, you still don't vote for an antichrist. That is the dumbest thing ever. And people have been brainwashed into thinking that if you vote, then you're a true American and you're a patriot. Well, no, that is just part of the matrix, part of the strong delusion. Just to go over some quick history about this country, the whole idea that we get is pretty much a big lie. The truth is that this country was created by Freemasons. That's why there were 13 colonies in the beginning. The 13th letter in the alphabet is the M. And if you look at the dollar bill, you have all kinds of occult symbolism. Washington, D.C., the whole layout is occult symbolism. That's why you have, these phallics, right, everywhere, these big, tall phallics. So it's called the Oval Office because they worship, the power to recreate themselves, the generative power, right? Sex, right? That's called sex magic and the occult and all this stuff that I can go into. But there was an agenda from the beginning, and it's simply unfolding. And this country has always been dictated by, a group of people who have the majority of the money, who print the money, right? They print the money. They don't need your money, but they print it. And this country is just a big, strong delusion to deceive you. So, again, it doesn't matter who you vote for, but, when you should be coming out of Babylon, the curtains should be lifting, the scales of your eyes should be removed. But it doesn't help when you have these guys trying to make you think that you had to vote for somebody. And they're both Antichrist. That is just one big delusion. And I was kind of surprised to hear these guys actually say the things that they said. It was amazing. So, again, just wanted to point this out because I listened to them. And some of the things that they do are good. But, it's like, these guys didn't bother. These guys said, oh, well, Trump isn't the Antichrist. Well, if you believe that, that's fine. That's one thing. But you have to admit that he is an Antichrist. John says that there are many Antichrists. But they didn't say that Trump is an Antichrist because then they would have had to admit that, well, I voted for an Antichrist. But he is an Antichrist. He's not against abortion. He's not against the LGBT. He's an Antichrist. He's the opposite of what a Christian is. Trump has clearly said that he has never asked God for forgiveness in an interview in front of the whole world. He is an Antichrist. And these guys voted for an Antichrist. But see, they didn't want to call Trump an Antichrist right there on the live because then they would have had to admit they voted for an Antichrist. And they did. And what stupidity and, just an abomination of ignorance here. And these guys should be smarter than that. But again, I think that they are scared of what people will think if they actually come out and say, listen, this whole thing is rigged. They're all Antichrist. Don't participate in Mystery Babylon's darkness and ignorance. They're afraid because people will say, whoa, you're not a real American. You're not a patriot. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid to call Trump an Antichrist because they would have to admit that they voted for an Antichrist. So again, no guts here because they can't be this far along in the game and not know these things, right? Just based on those three things, that Trump is not against abortion, Trump is not against LGBTQ, and Trump has said he has never asked God for forgiveness. Just on those three things, he is an Antichrist. They know these things. They know he's not against abortion. They know he's not against LGBTQ. And I'm pretty sure they know that Trump has never asked for forgiveness. That is defined as an Antichrist. And then they voted for him? I mean, really? These guys are under strong delusion. And I think that they, pardon my French, but they ain't got no balls. They don't have the balls to say this stuff, man. They're afraid to go against the mainstream narrative, right? Too bad for them.